allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Huh?
That's good. We need approval of the previous minutes from last month. Need a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Need a second? Gary Miller, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that goes. We go to the bill list, and Michelle Godowski.
I have no additions.
Okay.
Good.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
Thank you. Yep. Need a second?
Second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nays?
Been the secretary writing this stuff down? Anybody record you?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, all right.
Thank you. All right, police report, Fred Glavich.
Hang on, sorry about it. Everybody identify themselves for the recording. Who made the motion and who seconded? Did you do that?
Yeah, we
Did
did.
you call it? Okay, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay, that's okay. No, we want to be right. That police report is, we have that, right? Okay. Thank you, Mayor. The mayor's report, Mayor Charles Norella.
Well, I wasn't here last month, and I listened to the meeting, and council rejected this ADLs for the police department, and I called Betsy Turner, and she was supposed to appear here and explain what they are, because it sounded like everybody didn't know what the heck they were. And she's at a conference, and she can't make it. Now, Michelle was gonna, I don't know, I guess Harry called you?
He did.
You're supposed to put her on the phone and she could explain it if you want. I wish you would reconsider and get them for our police department. Anything that we could get for our police to protect them, okay, I think we should. And, but anyway, I had her invited. I got the deadline extended from March 25th until after this meeting. So that's your choice. That's all I have.
Okay, does anybody want to move on this, or just let it go?
I think we found out a little more about it. It was very vague.
I couldn't answer.
She was gonna be here to explain it, but she got stuck.
She got stuck
It's
at
like
it.
a conference and she didn't make it back.
But
She was scheduled.
she's willing to talk to anybody and answer any questions over the phone. I think it's worth listening to just to see. I'm not gonna try to call her every way.
Well,
Or do you wanna do it under new business, old business?
yeah, why don't we do that? Why don't we, yeah, that would give time to, okay? All right, our secretary is in the back.
Yes.
Okay, so you're aware of that, okay. Next, Debbie Gillette is excused, and solicitor's report, Attorney Chris Farrell.
I have a letter from the Liquor Control Board dated April 6, 2022, addressed to me regarding the Waymart Exxon. Dear Attorney Farrell, by letter dated March 23, 2022, you were notified that the board had scheduled a virtual hearing in accordance with the application for new restaurant liquor license. Subsequently, the virtual hearing, which is scheduled for Wednesday, April 27, 2022 at 10 a.m. has been canceled. Please see that your client receives a copy of this letter. Waymart Borough compliance, so if we can pass that over for the secretary to make part of the minutes. Just to give an update, since the last meeting, I got a call from a gentleman at LCB who noted our objection to it, that after a hearing we rejected it, and he said that that should have been enough for the LCB not to move forward with it, but that they made a mistake, and it had moved forward, but our objection is noted, and there will be a hearing, I guess a virtual hearing, if anybody wants to be heard on it. They do have our minutes from the hearing that we had here, so it is noted. So whether it's going to pass or not, I do not know. But since the way the license was being transferred within the county, he made it clear they made a mistake and they should not have passed it forward. Of
course,
Yeah.
and that's what we thought.
So I said, I'll be sure to let everybody at the borough know. He said, that's okay, I'm used to getting thrown under the bus. So, it doesn't cost him anything, yeah.
And the feeling talking with Chris, they already gave them the license, is that not correct? Didn't
No.
you say something to that effect?
No,
Okay.
it still has not been approved.
Okay.
It's posted on their window.
Then we want to continue on further with it.
Well, it's not our fight right now
Right
to
now,
do
we're
anything.
okay, just letting it go on its own?
Yeah, they know our objection, they know we had a hearing, they know that Borough Council rejected it. And if they had done the procedure the right way, that would have been the end of it. But because of a loophole down there, a mistake they made, they're just gonna go forward with the hearing, but it doesn't mean that it'll be granted. So,
Okay. All right, well then we'll just wait, as Chris has advised us on, to find out how that hearing goes. And if anybody wants to be there, they can, right, is what you just said, or no?
yeah, if anybody's interested in participating.
Okay.
But they have our objection, they have our,
Objection.
yeah, we didn't pass the resolution that they had proposed.
All right, well, thank you for that, Chris. So we'll just hang in there and see what happens and let it ride out there. Because I don't know if we can go on afterwards or not. You know, we have to really take a good look at that, because we don't want to get into spending too much money of the borough money. And that's what would happen then if we continue on, correct?
Yeah, and I think the next step, after this hearing, if they're turned down, I think they have the opportunity to appeal it to the Court of Common Pleas. And that might be up to us, not the Liquor Control Board,
Okay,
to go in and fight it. So take that as it comes.
okay, all right, sounds good, thank you.
That's all I have.
Okay. All right, our secretary is in the back, so I don't know if we have any correspondence.
No correspondence.
Thank you, Geraldine. No correspondence. Okay, this Betsy Turner is on here, so,
Any comments?
no, you know, let's go through that, unless you think you might be able to catch her now.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I have a phone number.
Okay,
so
yeah,
she's-
okay, let's just hold on again, all right? Okay, myself is up here, we got, well, this was the executive session, or we still need the executive session in regards to
No.
anything? We're good, right?
That's it, yeah.
Okay, because that was what we were gonna cover.
Yeah, and nothing privileged there.
Okay, sounds good. We have opening of bids. We have two bids on our road projects that came in, and I have them right here, and they're for, what is it? Brookside,
Prospect,
Prospect,
South Street.
South Street, top of the hill where there's no blacktop, and potholes,
Mhm.
correct? Okay. All right. Morning.
Mr. McDonough,
Yeah.
I called you up and I requested
Yeah.
to be first on the agenda.
All right, okay, I'm sorry, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, I'll hold up on this then, and then we'll go there. Okay. And then we'll get back to that. All right, let me see here. We have
Mr. Harsh.
Okay, yep, Mr. Harsh, and we have Michelle and Troy Green here also, who is representing. Okay. All right, you're up.
You're right, Mr. Harsh.
I'm here on behalf of Mr. Green and yourself, and what it entails is we'd like to do a subdivision of real property located in the township of Canaan and the borough of Waymart. And what it entails is essentially separating the land from using the division line of the corporate boundary.
Yeah, we're good on one.
Where did where's your one?
I love these, they're so big.
With the exception of a small strip of land located in the borough to provide access and
So there's a
supplement the
two lots.
sewage facilities. So the total property contains about 28.5 acres. So we're separating the 11 acres in the borough from the 17 acres located in the township. At the recommendation of the Wayne County Department of Planning, we submitted this to Canaan, seeing how the bulk of the acreage was located in.
Well, I have the letter from them.
Correct. Oh, you did get it. Excellent.
I'm not gonna read all the letter, but, it's asked you to address two items. in this.
Two little items.
It states that existing public roads must be identified by traffic or legislative route numbers, and private roads by their posted names and numbers. You must have used an old map, because we called it Middle Street years and years ago.
I
And
live
then
on Sanders Street.
We hear it at Center Street. And the second one was in the Waymart Borough Code, they require tax map numbers and deed references shall be provided.
What that was is I only had, the tax map is down as 13 opposed to 113.
Oh, okay.
So I would,
They actually look at them, don't they?
yep, so I did revise that. I did revise Middle Street to Center Street, so those items have been addressed.
I went down and met with Craig Rickard at planning today. I don't see any objection to this at all. It's basically breaking the two lots into the one portion that's in Waymart, the other portion that's in Canaan. And then you can see the offshoot coming down to Florence Street here. I guess it's their intention to tap into the sewer line there, right, Ed?
That's correct.
And I wouldn't have any reservation except that any work that's done on the road gets put back to the way it was. And I don't think we have any standing to object anything anyway. Other than that, I think the building is gonna be going on the Canaan parcel, and there's no new building on the Waymart parcel, correct?
Are you going to put a street or a driveway to the Waymart part?
Well, they have constructed a driveway up through there already.
Okay. It's just a driveway, it's not going to be a street, right?
That, yeah,
Okay.
it was better to come off Florence Street than trying to come off of Belmont.
I have no problems with it.
That's the only question I had.
Yeah, we don't, anybody else have a problem with this? Because, we're all pretty much okay with it. I mean, do you have did you get the information you also needed, or?
Are we gonna stick to the new rule here where we'll sit on it for a month and table this? I mean, it's not, I mean, that's what we've been consistent with. Anybody brings something to the table, we table for a month and then we let everyone kick it around for a month here instead of.
Yeah, well,
What is the purpose of that? It's holding us up from moving forward with developing on that land. We
It's
cannot.
just something as a board that we voted on
yeah.
at the beginning of the.
Well, yeah, and it was.
We voted on it. I think it's just how he discussed how we'd like things done. I don't think it was ever voted in motion on.
Yeah, I did bring it up, and I thought it was a good
I
idea.
can see tabling it if we had.
It's
some
more-
information,
yeah,
no?
We had an issue, yeah.
And what my idea is, and with money, when we're spending money, like to do things and all that, is when we need to slow down.
Okay, just trying to stay consistent. This is the way we've been doing it when someone brings something to the table.
No, you're right, and, but I think we have an exception here, because so they can get started doing what they wanna do, and, build their new home and, move up the road a little bit, right?
This has gone on for quite a while, Shane, you know, so we considered of this before.
Mhm.
So this is the final draft of it.
Mhm. Okay, just a concern,
Okay.
just
Donnie, you okay?
my perspective.
Michelle, good, okay.
And just to let everybody know how it works, whenever there's a subdivision, it goes down to Wayne County Planning, and Craig Rickard goes over everything, and he's an expert at this, what he's been doing for 25 years. He goes over everything to make sure everything is compliance with the state, county, and our borough regulations. And he's not aware, and I'm not aware of any objection that anybody could make, even if we waited another month.
Because I had talked to Chris this morning then, and he went over to see the people that he needed to in regards to the subdivision and all that, so.
As chairman of planning, I would like to make a motion to accept this subdivision of the Green family.
Oh, second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Nays? Abstentions? Okay, we're good.
Good. The only thing I'd ask is if we could get approval, because I have to resubmit back to Canaan Township. Once we have that, I'll get some copies of,
I only want 2 copies.
that's fine.
I know it says someplace 7 copies. I wish I could find where it says that, because I would get it out of the,
Well, I believe I gave 8 or 9, but by the time I dispersed to you and dispersed to the
Yes.
county, recorder
oh, we
gave.
keep everything in those drawers back there by the street, so If we had 2 copies, that would be fine.
Okay, so in order to obtain your stamp and seal, do we wait till the end of the meeting, or how do we do it?
Well, unless somebody wants to run back there and get out of cover, I guess I could.
I'll get it. If I'm allowed.
Thank you. Yes.
Good morning, anybody. I need to see them.
Don't worry, you've done that.
Oh, wait, I got
already.
it. Yeah, but we need to, no, this isn't what he wants. He wants the final.
The stamper?
Yeah, the final. It's in the cupboard over Jerry's head. Open the cupboard up.
We could keep moving forward now. We don't have to sit here and wait for that, right?
Right, yeah, if you wanna keep moving forward, yes, we can. Steve, I'm gonna bring up Steve Sally next. He's here, with our audit report. And Steve, just give it a second and then
What?
we'll get through it.
fee involved?
No.
There you go.
Is that the final one?
And- Yeah, do what you gotta do, thank you for coming
Thank
to
you.
represent them, appreciate it. Steve, you are up.
All right, I did, well, I should say I did. Kathy and Sherry and myself went over the audit for 2021. We found no problems at all. So I already submitted it to the state and I already submitted it to Homestead. So I'm giving you the copy, I'll sign it.
All right, okay.
All right?
Thank you, Steve, thank you for what you do for us, appreciate it.
And then we drive Shelley crazy.
You know what I mean?
I sweat every year though.
There's always something that we have to talk about. But it always comes out. Okay, just take it.
Yes.
Do you want to sign this? Or do you want the mayor to sign? Who do you want to sign this?
I decided.
Okay, there's 7 of them.
See you, Steve. Let me just come right there. Everywhere we have them here, right?
Right on that line.
Okay.
We'll keep these 2 copies for ourselves. I'm gonna have you sign these after. Michelle, did you see what I meant there? On
On the paper you gave me?
Yeah,
No, I haven't.
H and L.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay,
We'll go for a separate grant for the bid.
okay, for that,
But we also need to sit down, the 2 of us, and decide
yeah.
on a few other things there. I'll put the dates on that.
That'll be enough to get 2 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good. Wow.
I'm on a roll, yeah.
You know, I think we're running out of ink. I have to buy new one.
That is a great printer already, right? That whole one. Oh, they give us time.
Well, you
You might-
send away.
You might be able to, get ink to fill that, because I used to do it in.
They're real cheap, though, you know.
Okay.
But it's just about a little bit.
We all set?
And
Yes.
4, and I
Very
kept,
good.
and I kept 2.
Excellent, appreciate it, thank you, have a good night.
Okay,
And
see ya.
Night.
Okay, let's,
Thank you all.
hey, have a good night.
Thanks,
So,
Oh, you know what, maybe I should have, you think I should have Kanan do R2 also?
I would, but that's up to
Okay,
you.
well then I'll give you the 2 and then you can give me them back after
I'll
Kanan
get them
signs
back
it.
to you after Tina signs off.
Okay, put the date on, will you, all of them? I didn't
Okay.
get around to it yet.
Mr. President,
Yes,
I would like to ask a question.
go right ahead.
Nowhere in the minutes that I've gone over, back to January,
Right.
is there a discussion being held in an open meeting about purchasing a truck. I'd like to know how that came about, if it wasn't discussed at an open meeting.
How it came about was the American Rescue Plan came in and there was an opportunity for the borough. That wasn't American Rescue.
But that's not the question. It's supposed to be discussed at an open meeting, and there was no discussion any time that I was here.
Yeah. We did talk about it here. We had a conversation.
Not in front of me.
Well, I'm sorry, we had a conversation in regards to the truck. That's how it was brought up. It was brought up here at a meeting.
No.
Yeah, well, that's my answer for you, and I'm gonna move on. All right, let's go here, opening of bids. We have 2 bids for the road projects. Let's see here, we have a cover.
Who are the two?
We have one here from Pioneer Construction, Lake Ariel Highway, Holmesdale, PA. Bid due 4/11/22 at noon it was received. Sealed bid for 2022 road paving. Bid enclosed. And the other one is from Waco Construction. And same thing, 2022 road paving bid, letting date 4/11/22 at noon. So they both were received in a timely manner. Okay? I'm gonna open up Waco first. All right. Okay, Waymart Road, here will be an angle, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Prospect Street. Shane, you want to read these because you understand this more than
I can,
Yeah, why don't you do that for me, okay? Michelle, could you pass this over, please?
Just read off the bid total. So the total amount of bid for Pioneer, 98,000.
That is Waco.
Oh, okay, sorry, Waco Incorporated. Total amount of bid. You should hold. Okay, there's no one. $98,425. $98,400.25. Bid bond is attached. Signed, sealed. Area docs. Looks like everything's there.
98,425 is the bid from Waco.
Yep.
And if you would again, please, this is from Pioneer.
There must have been an accident or something.
Yeah, I heard them going off all afternoon.
Probably the
both
crossroads
papers here.
again.
Total amount of bid, $99,932.18. 99932.18. Signed. Anti-collusion.
The only thing I ask is this for the total project, the
Yeah.
three roads and in the
I
projects?
thought that was going to be $60,000.
And bid bond is signed and sealed.
So they both did everything, is what they did, right? Both companies?
Everything's
It has to be examined, just on that.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Sheila, can you look through those and make sure they match up with what our requirements are?
Oh.
Otherwise, we don't want to be on the front page of the paper like the Scranton bus contract.
Or not be made.
Yeah, they both had their bond
Okay.
signed. Signed by the owner.
I just wonder if each stipulation was addressed.
It looks to be all there, but I would say the apparent low bidder is Waco.
Yes.
But we have a budget constraint, so we need to just figure out what we do want to spend, because we will have to cut, I think. I don't think we have that kind of money.
Yeah.
So,
I'd say Brookside Road, you could cut out, we could just patch it in, fill the potholes.
well, we can just set a budget not to exceed X amount of dollars, award it to Waco, because they're the apparent low bidder, because the verbiage, the way that we put it out is we, as a borough, we can add or subtract any line item, but we'll just set a budget. So if we want to say, what's the budget, 80,000, 85,000, we can just tentatively award it to Waco in the sum of 85,000, and
See if they do it.
right.
Question, do they individual bid streets,
Yeah,
each street?
right.
So in other words, there's possibility we could get Pioneer to do a street?
Well, that's not the way it was bid though. It was bid as a total.
You couldn't do that?
Right. Yeah. But the chipping, we could pave all the roads and just not do chipping this year.
Right.
You know, because the chipping, I think, whatever it was, that might have been 12 or
I also
15,000.
have a question. If you're going to, if you're gonna do it by line item, would it be worth comparing what apples to apples, what Waco did for X Street and Pioneer did for X Street?
I don't think
If
we
you're
can do
gonna,
that.
if you're gonna, no, but if you're gonna cut out,
Well, it was bid as a lump sum, so we have to award it as a lump. So we have to go with the lowest, the apparent lowest bidder is Waco.
Question. We have liquid fuels, $114,016.44. So you don't think we can accept that?
It's up to, we just have to vote on it. Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't be comfortable voting on it until you look line by line.
Yeah, oh, we need to do that. We definitely we'll just say tentative award is Waco. Pending the solicitors, has to go line by line, make sure it's fine, and then we'll just set a budget, but, you know, we don't want to spend it at the 90-some thousand bucks, we won't.
Michelle, how often is liquid fuel?
Once a year.
Once a year.
When was the last time it came in?
It just came in last month, April.
so we wouldn't have any more liquid fuel money till next year.
Yeah, but we have that 40,000 that just came in. It's a little under 40,000.
That's included in
That's
that total.
included in there.
But that's included in the $80,000?
It's included on the balance on your bill listing there.
Yeah, that's
Number
what
114.
Okay.
How often was it?
Yeah, so we
It's
have,
once a year. We just get one bump down.
40,000, 40,000.
was it 49,000 then?
We don't get too much because we only have 5 miles of road. 9 miles.
Can I suggest that you have UGI fix the streets that are their responsibility? A lot of the stuff that's included in those bids is UGI stuff that they should be taking care of. They said 5 years.
You mean the trenches for the homes? Yeah, there's a few of them that need to be done.
That, out on Myrtle by your relatives, that hole is
Oh,
getting bigger and bigger. UGI has not fixed it.
Yeah, for the services, the trench lines are done. There's nothing else they're gonna do with the trenches. It's the services that they need to hook up to the homes and then come back and fix.
But where they're hooking up in the middle of the street, where, you know,
Yeah,
you
like
take a
on Main
ride
Street,
around,
like,
you can
yeah.
see where everything
Oh, yeah.
they've done needs to be gone over. Everything.
Yeah. Right.
Even the restoration.
Yeah,
Yes, well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
My front yard is a bunch of weed. It's the grass is awful.
Everything they did has to be gone over.
Garbage.
It's possible that we could put some of the American Rescue money in.
Why don't you look into that?
Well, when I give you the report, I'll tell you.
Okay. Because I understand where you're coming from with UGI in the roads, but that Prospect and all them are just deplorable. I mean, that road over there definitely needs to be done.
Oh, I understand that, but where they can,
Yeah,
they should be forced to take care of it.
Have they divided the road?
right.
The
Yeah.
solicitor needs to write a letter.
Yeah, so we could
They're not
technically cut out a
doing-
road. We could
Try
not.
one more time. There's a restoration. I'm sorry, you guys. You finish.
No, I just wanted to know if there were, if you could tell us each street how much they,
Oh, yeah, we if you want, we go line on the final line.
we have a better
Bring
idea.
that to us next month at the meeting.
Yeah, I really think that an engineer needs to go over to really go line by line.
So we just need a motion or not, if we're tentatively
We can make
awarded
a
to the
motion
lowest bidder.
for Wakefield if it's accepted by our engineer or whatever.
Right, you can word it that way, sure, that's,
You know, we've done that in the past,
Mhm.
but since it's two streets, that's what makes it a little more complicated, you know?
I don't know if I quite follow, you want the engineer to what now?
To take the two bids and
Mhm.
line by line compare the two, to make sure that everything was addressed in Wakefield's bid,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
But it's not bid by line item, it's bid as a lump sum. So Waco is overall the lowest bidder. So regardless,
Yeah.
we need to,
How could we do that?
Then you have to put out 3 bids, so. Right?
Yeah,
Well,
that's-
people
be a
do
lot
that
more
all the
work.
time.
oh yeah, if you wanted to do it, yeah, if that's the case, if you wanted to throw these out, we could.
yeah,
And then bid each road separately. This was bid as a package.
Yeah, oh, okay.
yeah, so
So-
all those roads are 90,
So we would have
98,000 and
3
change.
separate
I'm out
contracts.
to your knowledge on this, I don't.
But then my question, if we go separate, what are the bids on the individual streets? Can you tell us?
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to speak.
Yes, but it has to be rebid.
Yeah, I understand that, but at least you're getting
An idea, yeah, an idea.
Yeah.
If Prospect Street is 12 grand,
That's what I was trying
I'll
to
go
find
to the
out.
individual bids if we.
Yes,
Yeah, so for line item 1, it's for the drainage ditches at the end of Prospect Street. Trying to read your items here.
Which one you got in front of you now then?
So this is Waco. Yeah, okay, so Michelle has Waco.
Okay,
I have Pioneer.
okay.
So item 1, 200 square yards, $19.78 a unit for a total of $39.56.
And Waco is 2,700.
Line item 2 was for the paving on Prospect Street, 182 tons, $21,079.24.
$19,656.
Item 3 was for the single seal coat on Prospect Street after the paving, $76.53, $7,653.
$9,831.25.
Brookside Road is for the paving, $16,214.
$15,120.
Item 5 is for the seal coat on Brookside, $91.08, $9,108.
Seal coat, $11,700. So their seal coat is a lot higher than Pioneer, but all their other bids are lower.
Yeah, within reason. South Street is for the grading of South Street for the sub-base preparation, because it would be from the top of South Street by the door down to about where the vendor's house is, and then from Tom Warnock's house up to I'm not sure who lives there, but they have guinea hens. I know that. So it's the 2 ends, nothing in the middle because there's no houses. Yeah, right. So the grading line number 6 would be $35.55.
$948.
Line item 7 is the paving on South Street, $29,216.
$30,260.
South Street, line item 8 is for the shoulder backup on South Street, $34.35.
$2,875.
Line item 9 is pothole patching. It's 18 tons to do the whole town, various streets within the borough, $5,713.
$5,310.
Well, in regards to patching holes, it was just a good point made.
Mhm.
Maybe we should do these streets and not do the holes.
Mm-hmm. And that's something we can
We
do.
get on UGI in regards to coming up and taking care of the holes that they put in by putting in gas service to people's properties. I mean, that's something to look at.
Yeah.
And you got.
That's $5,000 there.
Yeah.
That we could cut out, rightfully so, because that's the way that the contracts work. So we're allowed to, as a borough, add or subtract each line item.
And
And it's written in the contract.
But not all the potholes are the gas companies either.
That's correct.
Right, exactly. So, like,
And
So
one
you
is
say
the
half.
cheapest
yeah,
one.
we could do 9 tons. It's 18 tons, we could cut it to 9, so we could shave $3,000 off
Okay,
the top.
okay.
I don't think you can go through and pick and choose from each one, can we?
No.
I don't know.
I've done that in the past, yeah, with other townships, I've sat through many of these, been awarded many of these in the past, and they say, well, we want to do South Street, not Prospect Street. We want to do the leveling course, not the oil and chip. Yeah, you can nix the line item. That's the way it's worded in the contract. Almost all these municipality contracts are all written exactly the same, pretty much boilerplate.
But you can't take it from,
Pioneer.
say, I'm not gonna.
Oh, no.
I'm not gonna take, you can do these 2 streets, but you can't do the other one, I'm gonna give it to this guy.
Right.
No.
Because it's all bid on a
As a lump
volume.
sum. Right.
Right, there's a
Can't
lump
do
sum
that.
volume.
Right.
So maybe they're a little lower on one street and higher on the
Oh, I
other, so I
see.
think it's gotta
Right.
go to all, the
It
one
does.
bid.
Correct.
Well,
Unless we
cherry
do this all over
Right.
and rebid each street,
Yeah.
which is
And
gonna
then
be a
you
lot
could
more work.
potentially have 3 separate contractors.
Right.
For each street.
Okay.
And then more too, it's being paid out of liquid fuels, they have to do a project report for that, so I don't know if, did you get a hold of, PennDOT or,
Mhm.
DCED?
Yeah, they're the
So
ones
they were
that
already-
did this. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I've,
that's awesome.
Donnie and I went with
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
showed them what
With
they
the
did.
engineer.
Yeah, in order to spend the liquid fuels money, it has to be on those forms
Okay.
from PennDOT.
So, what do we have in,
Liquid fuels,
Liquid fuels.
114, I think it was.
I just read it, $114.44.
okay, and we have 80,000.
No, 98,000.
Okay, 114 total.
So
Okay.
that'd be 16 left over.
You can check in to see on American Rescue.
Well, wait till I get my report.
Okay. How long will
You have
that
to
be?
remember, American Rescue is also doing our ordinances.
Mhm,
We're looking for Waymart Cleanup Day.
mhm,
We're
right,
looking for the park, some of the park grants in there also.
right.
So, we need to start, even though you see the money here on paper, we need to start mentally subtracting money. So we're not, the fire company wants some of that money.
Right, the
and
ball
as-
field is.
Yeah, and the ball field, so the money's
Yeah.
not gonna go far, even though it looks like.
Well, I
on
made
paper
a
it
big
is.
mistake. The last 2 months I have set it too low. We have much more than I thought we had.
Right, we will have a lot more, but even looking at
Oh,
doing the ball field, doing the
Right,
ball
yeah,
field,
yeah.
Yeah, how much?
We're getting 120.
We're getting, what?
I'm sorry.
$132,825.24.
132?
$132,825.24.
And we thought it was 120.
I think I said the last couple of months, 60,000.
You did, but I
Yeah,
thought
but
that
that's
was just.
it.
Because I
The other
kept
half
thinking
comes-
of that shed,
Oh.
so, so we just have to keep in mind that American Rescue is fine, but we're already allocating a lot of that money. Our ordinances can cost 10 grand.
Yeah, yeah,
I
and we
saw
figured
that,
for,
we'll go
we're
over that
thinking
stuff.
that too, yeah.
Playground equipment, sale playground equipment in the park,
Mhm.
you're looking at 25,000-30,000 just for the equipment for a playground unit,
Right,
not
right.
for installation, not for prepping of, so you gotta really, it's not gonna go as far as everybody thinks it's gonna go. We need to start, I've been starting to go through books, Jane and I were gonna meet,
Okay.
we're going through books.
Right,
We need to start mentally making money disappear, even though it's not disappearing, we're allocating this much out, we're allocating this much out. So when we're all saying, oh yeah, let's do this from the American Rescue, let's make
Right,
sure we
right,
have money to
right,
do it
right,
with first,
yeah.
before you start,
we,
saying, can we do this?
we sat down, we had a meeting here, last week or so, just a conversation with the commissioners and, the school. And, we're looking for some money from the county commissioners, and they're gonna do whatever they can for us. They told us that when we were in Holmesdale maybe a month ago. And, so we're trying to reach out to anybody that we can.
For the ball field.
Well, yeah, for the ball field, and we're looking at 300,000 for the ball field. We're looking at the truck, and, what's that truck run about?
119,000.
119, pardon?
I said 119,000.
Yeah, you're right on, 119, yeah.
So we have to remember, mentally figure, if you're looking at that, you may or may not get it,
Right,
so.
right, no,
We're getting the American Rescue.
Right.
We're not gonna get this money given to us like we're giving, and we really need to do some upgrades. You know, we need our AEDs, we need the stuff that we do. We need a Waymart cleanup day. It's been probably 5 years.
And I told you, we are gonna talk about that tonight, and we're gonna set something up, and we're gonna see, we're gonna have a good conversation on that next.
Didn't we just put a new plow and dump on that truck?
We have a new plow on there, and it needed another part, I forget what that part was.
Oh, the
Hydraulic pump.
Yeah, he got it, he did
Miles
find
around.
Put new box on that much.
Got a new box on it a few years ago.
I think there's only 20 or 30,000 on it.
Yeah.
Box was last winter, wasn't it? 2 inches ago.
Well, no, there was a grant that became available. Yes, so it's.
I just applied for a local share statewide, which we never had before.
So it doesn't have anything to do with
So right now, the truck is contingent on
He's asking
getting the
questions about
equipment.
it.
Exactly.
Understand
Right,
correctly.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Whole separate.
Because there was.
No, that's fine. No, that is fine, that's fine.
Grant, might as well go for it.
Yeah,
And,
We might as well try to go for every grant we
Well,
can.
of course.
and that's what we're doing again. And
That's
Shane
not my
helped with
point.
the truck grant along with Jane again, and Leroy also, so. But yeah, we're hoping, and, you know what, it's all of our tax dollars out there, and we're trying to get some of it back for town. All right, anything else on that?
Well, we just have to, if we all agree on this, we just have to make a motion to tentatively award it to Waco.
I'll make a,
Yeah,
What does that mean, tentatively?
well, no, so going back to that,
Depending
these
on-
have been out for a month. We all knew that this was coming up. This was announced a month ago, so
Right.
that's why we would vote on this month.
okay,
yeah.
just checking.
Thank you.
Yeah, since you went over the road, just checking.
Yeah,
That don't make sense.
no, it's the surprises that come to us and we don't have time.
Like if one of them had forgotten a road, for example, which happened one time with one of our bids.
I think, in retrospect to the waiting a month, I think there's a time to wait a month and there's a time not to wait a month.
Yeah,
And I think we have to evaluate each motion and each project, as it comes in. Is it something that we need now, or is
Right.
it something that we have to wait a month? Because,
Or the
you know,
people
just
that are
like
presenting it.
the
Or those
Mr. Green
people.
and Mrs.
They don't want to wait another month.
Well, then there's not enough information to go
Well,
by.
that's why
No,
I'm
that-
trying.
that I
And that's what we
understand.
do.
Yeah,
Because
but
they're
not
That's the only
table,
reason we do
not
that.
table
I like the
everything.
idea,
Just.
I like the idea of discussing things because we usually don't discuss anything prior. And so we just bring something in and we throw it on the table and we vote on it. And I don't like that idea. I like discussion, and I think we should all have input on things. And if we're not in a hurry then to do it, then we wait
Right.
the extra month to make that decision. So that's where I'm at with it. And we're gonna do that, so. All right.
Okay, I'll make a motion to award the,
I
2022.
don't think you can. 'cause you're gonna have to
I'll make
abstain.
the motion, Shane.
What's that?
You're gonna have to
Conflict of
abstain,
interest.
Why?
right, because it's
Is
a
it a
conflict.
conflict
might
of
be-
interest for him?
it-
He
it-
only
it-
works
For
there.
them,
he works there, so he gets money. So if it's squeezed it,
Yeah,
what would you
it's
say?
going to wait.
It's going to Waco. That's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no conflict, this guy didn't
that's right, it's not Pioneer.
Okay.
Right.
That's right.
Well, that's right, too, it ain't even.
Yeah.
He used to work
It's
for
not
me.
Pioneer, so we're
He's
okay.
making the motion,
Give it to his
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm thinking Pioneer.
You know what, I was too when you said that, but it's Waco. It's Waco is the low bid, and we're gonna go tentative on it. I'll make the motion to go tentative on the Waco low bid, until it's reviewed by an engineer. Is that what we wanna do? Okay, thank you. All right? Okay, let's,
Well,
we'll vote.
okay, oh, yeah, sorry. All in favor?
aye.
Nays? Abstentions? Okay, we're good to go. Motion passes tentatively. Thank you. Okay.
Well, who's the engineer we're gonna have look at it?
That's the.
Well,
I don't think, technically, we don't have to have an engineer look at it. We just have to have our solicitor look at the bids, make sure everything, take a second look after everything that I looked at. Because otherwise, everything else is in check. We just went through line items, so Chris just makes sure the paperwork's good. We call Waco and say
Would you
congratulations.
pass these to Chris then, please?
okay, we can move on. Let's see where we're at here now. We're gonna go to the discussion of cleanup day. Okay, okay? And,
Where's that on here?
it's right under,
It's under Dunning and Dunning.
under Ed, Dunning, Finance. Let's see,
Do we have new costs on
do we have what?
it? Costs on the cleanup day?
No, that's what we're gonna talk about right now. Yeah, I have it over here. I have it on the inside page. Okay. Yeah, I have costs on for cleanup day discussion. When would be a good day of the summer months to have it? And then I talked to Michelle, and it was about residents, and you had a $20 fee for residents prior.
In 5 years ago, we did, yes.
In 5 years ago, okay, was the last.
It was $20 a carload, it was more for a truck. You had to show proof of residency. I actually just saw Jefferson Township is doing one, and I screenshotted it. I like how they set it up,
Okay.
and I want it to bring to the table.
Mhm.
Let me just find the screenshot here.
What do you do about the people that, like the couch over here, they're never gonna pay $20. That couch is for them now.
I thought you would donate the $20, and that couch is really bothering me a real lot, and it should, but it's,
Well,
yeah.
there's no use going around the town telling people to clean up their lots.
Right.
When we right across from the borough building, it has sat there for 8 months.
We'll get that couch there one way or another.
Jefferson Township does an annual cleanup. They have to purchase permits and proof of residency is required. They purchase them at the municipal building during regular business hours from whatever they set. They put right on here, they do not accept electronics, hazard materials, paint, liquid, fuel, oil, etc., contractor waste, including shingles, drywall, etc., or household garbage. Their permit fees, I think, are low for a car and an SUV. They charge $10, trucks $20, and trailers $20. I don't know, they probably have a deal with somebody out there, because they do a major cleanup every year out there.
Is that fee on top of the?
That's what Butler's located, you know.
That is their permit fee. Tires and rims are paid directly to the hauler the day of the event, and they have a price for those. And they have, permits will be valid for one drop-off only. Permits must be purchased prior to the day of the event. So you can't show up that day and say, oh, I want to drop this off. You have to get a coupon,
Right.
pay for it ahead of time, and know what
You
you're going
won't
to
get
bring.
very many people that way.
It's tough to do with in our town, because we don't have
We
a
don't have
full
regular
time.
business.
Yeah, that's a problem.
You got some more paperwork over here? There's paperwork missing.
That's all the paperwork I have.
Pioneer?
Is that piece of it?
No, that's,
No.
no.
Oh,
Is this it?
no, is that, I think that was.
It jumps from page 4 to 12, so I'm missing 5 through 11.
Yeah, is affidavit for,
No, that was it.
No.
oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying there's affidavits in there.
Nothing else.
Pages missing.
When we did cleanup day 5 years ago, we didn't care how many times you come back, as long as you have the $20 bill.
Each time you came.
Okay?
Okay.
Are you sure it's not there, because you read, and she read, you read, and you still.
Mine was stapled, his was not.
Yeah. No, whatever. Who's this missing?
Pioneers?
Pioneer is missing pages 5 through 11.
Wow, that would be disqualification anyway, so.
I think so.
Okay, so we know where we're headed, but we're on cleanup day right now, so.
I know when the fire company tried to do cleanup day, when we didn't do cleanup day, and Cliff put big dumpster trailers up there, whatever they are, those big things.
Right.
He lost a lot of money, I believe. The fire company said they didn't do well, as well as they thought they were gonna do. It was bad. So, you know, it cost us, I believe, in the vicinity, if I'm not mistaken, Shelley, you might be able to help me, somewhere between $5,000 and $7,000 the last time we did it.
So I figured
With the trucks, that's with the big garbage trucks with the
Oh, okay.
things.
So I figured $10,000.
Freddie's is the only one I know that has
And I
that.
think, and then it's done. They leave, the trash goes with them, it dumps, the big roll-offs are not sitting there, people can't come.
Come on, yeah.
You know, you set a limit of what you will accept and what you won't accept.
And the mayor was very good, he checked every utility bill.
I helped collect money that day, that last time. Yep. So
Lily was there.
So it's,
That was our fun.
5,000 to 7,000 out of the borough coffers, and then on top of $20 per resident.
no, the $20 per resident went towards that bill, but didn't cover the trash bill that we had to pay. The borough lost money on Waymart Cleanup Day. You're not going to make money on Waymart.
Made
Cleanup
about
Day.
$800
you're lucky.
last time.
I was going to
$800.
suggest $10,000 of the ARP money be spent for that.
For Waymart Cleanup Day.
Well, wait till we get to the.
But I really think that,
Did the original bid documents that we put out?
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a copy in the back.
Jerry should have, okay.
But I really think it's a good idea, and I think we should do it. And when we do advertise it, make it clear what we're going to accept and what we're not going to accept.
Definitely, yeah, you're right.
You know.
Anybody else have any input on that?
Could I make
Along with
one
yourself?
suggestion? I don't know, like, is there any way maybe the police could go out if you decide to do this?
Mhm.
Police go out maybe say a week or two before the cleanup day.
Mhm.
And goes out and like kind of puts like a warning on the homes that need
Oh,
cleanup.
yeah.
And then if not, then they get fined.
But would that
That'd
be
be the
police?
zoning officer.
That
That
would
would
be
be,
zoning, not
yeah,
police.
yeah.
Or zoning, whoever.
Yeah,
you
it would
know,
be,
but
it would be
someone
zoning though, yeah.
can do that.
I don't think you could selectively go out and
No.
pick someone's house and say, you have a dump.
Yeah, what if
If
you
you don't do
did-
something about it, we're gonna fine you.
Yeah, what if we just
Do we have
next door?
something in our ordinance?
You would have to get flyers
I'm
for
aware.
every household and put it on everybody's doorstep, everybody's
You
doorstep.
can't treat everybody the same.
So you obviously Facebook this up good so that people were well aware of it and when you've done them in the past?
They're looking for, they're out there looking for it now. People are asking on Facebook, are we doing Waymart Cleanup Day? I've seen 3 or 4 posts already.
Mhm.
And,
The problem is, the cost has gone so high that I don't think we're gonna have a hard time getting anybody even bid for this, to do it.
Because that's how we did it last time, right? Is we got a few different bids from trash
We
companies
got from, 3, I think it was
Mhm.
last time.
for
well,
their container services.
did we get, no, we didn't.
Yeah, we have pack
Well,
masters.
the
We
last
got the
time
one
we
that
did it, we
always
just
did.
called, we had County
Bunny.
Waste or
Wasn't it
Butlers
Bunny?
at that time come, wasn't it?
Butlers always did it.
Yeah, Butlers always did it.
They
We,
Mother's
came with
Day
4,
weekend.
like 3 or 4
Middle
pack
of May.
masters.
yeah, and that was
And they
it.
came with a flatbed.
But he says Butler's gone.
But Freddy's
Freddy's
has Pack
Yeah.
Masters. Freddy's Refuse.
Freddie's does up
I
in
think
Forest
we need
City.
to bring some
Right, you're right, 'cause-
prices in next time.
Probably not a bad idea.
Somebody's gotta do
okay,
that.
what are we looking for? What time of year are we looking
The
for?
last time
So,
it was
End of
around
May.
Memorial
ASAP.
Day.
End of May, beginning of June,
Okay.
somewhere before Flag Day, before
Yes.
the parade.
You're right.
Can we be prepared that it is gonna cost a lot of money? Because for the last 5
It is.
years, we go, wow, I can't believe how much this is. We're not gonna do it. It's gonna be a lot of money. And I got 5 years of stuff to go. I think everybody else does too, from the last time we did it. So it is
And
gonna
that's,
cost a lot of
you know,
money, but everyone's busting at the seams with
It-
stuff that my local garbage guy won't take most of the stuff, the big stuff that accumulates. You know, if it doesn't fit in the can, they're not
Don't
taking it.
take it.
Well,
I
maybe
don't
we could
You
get
have
some,
to call them and pay them.
we could get some
They'll
costs
take
and
it then.
availabilities, because when we gotta check to see, who can do it the soonest, or who can do it at all.
Every time we did it, we knew we weren't gonna make money.
Mhm.
You knew you were
You have
gonna
to
pay
go
a couple
into-
thousand.
It's like going
Okay.
to.
No, I'm just saying we should get
casino.
a schedule from
Going to
a
it,
couple
no,
different
you're
garbage
gonna-
You're not gonna believe it, we used to go around town and pick it up.
There's that new local company too. What is it, Halo? Is that Halo Hauling?
Did they
They're actually looking to do garbage in town. I put the link up a couple
I
times.
did see that, yeah.
Can you send me their information?
I'll search it. I'll send it to you.
Okay, in regards to the money that it's gonna cost us probably, and
It is.
Debbie Gillette is doing a great job as our zoning officer. And when we get our ordinances done, she'll be able to even do a better job than that, because she'll be able to go after just about anybody for having property, junk on their property. So anyway, because we're doing so good with her, give the people an opportunity to pay a few bucks and clean up their yards for us, right?
Yeah, so I think you're either gonna want,
But they were on Facebook saying that they would do pickup if people wanted it.
Yeah, people want it, yeah. They're trying to get
So maybe they would pick up curbside?
Well, that's what they put it out there to see who would go with it.
And their prices are reasonable,
It
very
would be
reasonable.
wonderful. But every friend I have in Carbondale is gonna be dumping stuff in front of my house.
Yes.
You
But
can't do that. That's why we stopped picking it up.
If they're willing to take the containers right out when they're full, I mean,
Yeah. That's the way you need to do
they
it.
could be trucking them back to the landfill.
But on those big roll-off containers, don't you pay by the pound afterwards also? And
You're
that's
allowed
where,
so much weight.
I think that's where
And then you
Cliff
pay
lost
over.
a lot of money is because of the poundage afterwards. It wasn't the containers, it was the poundage.
Did they collect money for their?
Yes, they did.
They
because I
did
took
also,
out-
sorry, Don.
Yeah. they-
You're
I took
allowed
out-
so much weight per container, and if you go over that weight, that's when you'll pay.
Yeah. And
Well,
you're gonna go over.
And you
People are
pay
gonna
dearly.
bring heavy items.
May meeting would be soon enough for us to decide for the end of May, or, I mean, we're in a spot now where that's our next
The
meeting.
May, June, and June,
Yeah.
whatever it is, people are just gonna be happy.
Well, why don't we get some thoughts and some more information from any one of us that may have something to add. And we'll go with what you were talking about in regards to the fee. And I like the idea of the coupons. So this way here, they got a coupon, they already paid for it when they come in, they hand a coupon over.
I think that coupons are tough though unless we have, leave them at the hotel or the gas station or something, so they can go buy
Shall we
them.
tell them to come to your house each time?
You would have to
Well, if
set,
they'll babysit for me for a couple hours.
you would have to set a time that you can say, they'll be available from X to X at the Borough Building.
I think it complicates.
I think it's too inconvenient.
This is a little
Yeah.
town.
You
It
just
is.
charge every time.
Let them
they're-
show
Especially
up
for
with
people that work late.
Yeah, there you go.
And
Yep.
if Chris Farrell wants to come by 3 times, as long as he's.
5 times
It was 5.
It was
It was
5.
I was very organized that day.
See them out there buried in the
But
backyard.
the question
Money
is,
talks.
I do have a lot of junk. I'm a hoarder. My wife tells me all the time.
You never know what he's gonna come home with, this guy.
Why don't we pick a date, let's just say June, whatever, and then we have to see if there's a garbage company that's available
Okay.
for that
Okay,
date.
yep.
And then we can start giving the word out. I mean, we can
Okay.
set a budget of $10,000, but if
And then at the next meeting, we should be able to put it all
pick a
together.
company. at the next
Because
meeting.
we have good ideas now, and
My
we'll
question
we'll see what
is-
we, what.
5 years ago, we charged $20. What are we gonna charge now? It needs to be
Go 40.
different for cars versus
People won't pay it.
trucks and
Right.
trailers.
Okay.
They won't
Because
pay it.
trucks and trailers can carry
Keep it.
3 to 4 times the amount that a car can carry.
Sure, yeah.
Well, let's see what they come up with. And then we can-
There's been good advertising in the Tri-County paper about the different places, like you said about Jefferson Township and that. There's been, every week there's been, so take the newspaper and read some of their ads, copy it.
I cut one out, but I left it home.
Yeah,
Well, if we put an ad in.
no, I don't wanna put an ad in.
Yeah, we don't want to do that, because everybody around the county is going to be calling their friends in Waymart saying,
I understand that.
I got a
but
truck,
they-
just drive it in.
But they all say in their ad that it can only be Jefferson Township residents or
So I
whatever.
can take all my
Yeah,
stuff to my friend that lives over in Jefferson, he can put it in his car and say, hey, this is my
Drive
car.
up,
Yeah,
drive
yeah,
up
yeah.
Cannon Street yesterday in Holmesdale, in Armadale. There was so much stuff in front of the one house, I thought the house could never hold all that stuff. So you knew other people that.
When they do cleanup days over in Roaringburg and Moscow, I just drive around just to see what people are putting out. It's amazing. It is absolutely
Aren't we
amazing. what
fortunate
people-
Americans that we can
They
throw
pick
so
up
much stuff out?
Isn't that true?
It's amazing.
Well, then why don't we just go to May, and at the May meeting, we'll put everything together, unless you wanna pick a date now, but really that
Well, I
won't
think
help us.
We have to depend on their dates.
Yeah.
we have to set a date that we're gonna shoot for, and we have to see if there's a garbage company that says, yeah, we can do it in June, or no, we have to wait until
Any
July.
Saturday in June.
Okay.
Oh, don't have it the
No,
reunion. Not June, not the reunion, Waymart High School reunion, that's the last.
And when's the parade?
The 11th.
Okay, yeah, so,
What was that?
the parade's the 11th, so.
Yeah, but
We don't want
the parade is later this year, so you can have cleanup day
5 o'clock
beforehand.
is, unless they're doing the race.
They're not.
They're not doing the race.
they shut their post office box down and everything.
Huh? Did they really? Okay.
Okay, so who wants to call?
Yeah.
How many?
I guess I could call. I'll call a couple of trash companies.
Yeah.
Get some dates in June, right?
If you think of something, call Shane and tell
And
him.
some costs.
No.
Don't call me, I'll call you. And we'll go from there.
Okay,
Good?
good, yeah,
Okay.
sounds good. Good, okay. Okay, we're gonna move on, streets and roads, Shane Bailey. We got the paving done, we got the greens done.
Yeah, well, so they did call again, and we went up there and looked at the drainage issue. And they asked what we're gonna do about dumping the water onto the property. So, we went up there, Tommy and I went up there. I did talk to Jeff Weinberger a little bit. They're concerned, and the Greens, I'm surprised they didn't stick around and say something, but I don't know, we have to figure something. I think, because you don't want it to turn into something bigger. It doesn't sound like they're really pushing the issue right now.
What bothered me about it is I think they gotta go see the conservation people who put the specs together for the
He's
job.
been there to see them.
Well,
He was
no,
there to see them.
the Greens, in all fairness, said nobody asked them if they could run the water there. They claimed that it's running on their property when we went up. I even took Chris up there one day to look at it. He said, when you run water on somebody's property, it's a problem.
Where's
The
water coming
conservation
from?
people, huh? The water is coming
The
from
new drainage
the
system.
new system up there on the top of the hill. There's water coming through the pipe under the road, and then it goes out toward his land, and then it goes to that's the way that's going there. I don't know if that's, he said the land down where the rocks are and all that, where they put the rocks in, he said that was his property. Now, I don't know that for a fact, because I didn't see no spikes in the ground where his property was, so we were just taking his word for it that it is his property. And, yeah, he had a concern about that, so I don't know what he's gonna do. Maybe he'll be happy that we took care of him here, and he'll forget about it. But he had called Shane, and then Shane called me, and we went up just to look at it. And the day we went up, it wasn't running real bad. Obviously, that storm the other night, it was gushing out of there, so, into that property. And he's got that pond over the other side. But, I mean, the pond probably runs off a little bit too, through that wooded
The
area.
pond does.
So, I mean,
It overflows a lot.
but he was talking about a lawsuit if we don't get that away from his property at that day when we met with him. And we only met with him, Shane and I, so that's where we are with that.
Mm-hmm. And there was a couple things that Jeff and I and Donnie went over, and I think you could pipe it, but it's another few hundred feet of pipe it underground. Or you can change the direction of the water and send it into another ditch, which would probably be the cheapest route.
Do we have another ditch to send it into?
There is.
And then that catch basin was put in down at the base to catch some of that water too, correct?
And it flows right over top
Does it
of
go
it.
right over the top?
Oh, yeah, it's too high.
You know,
The catch basin's too high.
because sometimes you can put a curb up on the other side of it and just hang it out there to try to catch an overlap. Maybe
It goes, it's still,
yeah.
yeah, it's coming straight, the driveway wasn't, what's the word? Crowned.
Oh, okay.
So it still runs straight down the driveway.
Okay.
And when it does, it right over top of right around the catch basin. The catch basin's it's up too high.
Yeah. Well, maybe
They didn't
we
put
can
it in
have
right.
Come down and reset it then and set it down so it works. But
Thing is he's already paid. So if you get him back here, it's going to cost more money.
well, it needs to be fixed.
How long's it been since?
If we have
It's
to,
not a
if
year
we
yet.
have-
Because there's typically a year warranty on all projects. I don't know if this one.
If we have to bring somebody back in to correct it because of a lawsuit, then
Well, yeah.
we're not gonna. Wasn't this supposed to be a grate? We were looking at the prints that Mr. Green had, and it showed a grate down
Oh, yeah.
on coming down that road, right by the roadside to catch the water.
They decided that wasn't necessary.
They decided that was in the project.
Conservation?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, because
okay.
it was a trench grade system that would go
Right
along
across the driveway.
Yeah.
They-
Yeah, that would have been.
He decided it
Why did
wasn't
they put that
necessary.
in there anyway?
Hmm?
They should have put that in to begin with.
I only know what I know.
Mhm.
I don't know what I don't know. I know that Chris said that they didn't feel that it was necessary.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we'll just wait, and if the Greens don't come back, and complain about nothing, and they let it go, then we'll be good. But other than that, we'll have to just keep a handle on it, and see what we might end up having to do, so, okay? Let's see, Michelle Turquani, Park and Recreation.
EMC update, Debbie Doyle from the office has resigned. She is no longer working for EMA, so if you have any issues, you need to contact Pete Hooker. Steve is still out on medical, so Pete is a one-man show right now. Does anybody else have any NIMS for me this month? Okay.
Negative.
Negative ghostwriter. Parks and Recreation. I'm looking at books right now for playground equipment. I'm having lots of fun, trying not to spend a lot of money. I'm looking into sales books.
All right.
So we're working on that. Parade this year is gonna be June 11th. Lineup is gonna be at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, kickoff for the parade at 5. Followed by a chicken barbecue and music in the Grove by the fire company.
Is the parade going to the Grove?
I don't know yet.
Okay. Somebody asked me that the other day.
Are the vets doing their ceremony before or after?
After.
So I would assume no, that some people will go back to the park and listen to the vet ceremony. They'll have there and then go over to whoever wants to come back to the park and then go over. I know some people end over at St. Mary's, like the twirlers and the bands and stuff, they end over there, but some of the others come over here, and then once that's done, they can just go right up to the Grove. They are having a band. Contract is not signed yet, but I do believe that without getting in too much trouble, I can tell you the band is gonna be cartoon.
Oh, they're very good. I heard them years ago down there.
And they will be having a beer tent.
At the Grove?
At the Grove.
Okay.
That's all I have to say on that issue right now. Park, as far as the park, I have nothing. It's really good as far as I can see. Earl's doing a great job of keeping it cleaned up.
Yes, Mama.
Ordinances, I have been in touch with Thomas Shepstone. I'm going to take him this lovely little book here of ordinances, and he wanted to start with what I could get him as far as a list of ordinances and what we had, so he can give us a final price on top of like a invoice of what it's going to actually cost us to have it done.
Okay. Great.
Is the zoning ordinance in that?
I have no idea, so we can look.
I really think we need to do that, revise that first.
I think it's in there, Michelle.
Because there's 3 different projects.
We will look. The only thing he said he didn't need was the tax ordinances, because they are updated yearly, so we should be printing those off of where the new tax ordinance comes off. And he looks forward to working with us. So I'll probably be needing your help and Shelley's help, not Shelley, Jerry's help to get stuff that he needs if I'm not sure where it all is.
Which book is that?
This is the blue book.
Because there are 3 books in them.
I have no idea about 3 books. All I know is this is a book to start
Well,
with.
the thing is that the 98 one? Because if it's the 98
It's
one.
not a book from in there.
Well, then it's probably a 98 one and probably has no new ordinances at all in it.
We'll look at it after the meeting.
Okay.
And we'll see what
I thought we were gonna have these scanned first.
He wants to start with whatever I can give him. So
Okay.
we'll look at it.
They're all, I can tell you right now, they're all older.
That's okay.
Okay.
He just wants something to go by. He
Okay.
wants something to look at so
What
he
the
knows what
ordinances
we
were
have
for
out there.
and update them.
And so, I believe that's pretty much all I have. Oh, no.
Does he give us a contract or something to say what we'll
I'm sure he
receive at the
wants,
end? Well, he has to look through it first and say
Yeah.
finalize the cost.
Yes. I just wanted to update everybody, I spoke with Jim Petnato, the other day, and he just wanted to let us know that they have added paramedics back to their BLS units. They are stationed in Carbondale, BLS is here, and ALS in Homesdale. But Lackawanna County is not capable of seeing the ALSs in Wayne County with the system that they currently have. So if they put an ALS here in Waymart, they do not get any calls and they do not get called out. They call a unit from Dunmore. So there's a glitch in their system that they are aware of, and they told him that they would hopefully be having it updated hopefully by the end of the year, getting a new system. They're going back and forth between Carbondale and Homesdale. Unfortunately, Pike County still has a shortage of ALS, and they're getting pulled from the covering units of Carbondale, Waymart, and Homesdale to go cover Pike County also. Although Lake Region has put in units down there, they're not fully staffed, so it has helped, but it hasn't eliminated any problem. There's still a shortage of medics and EMS people and ambulances and ALS, and they are working on that. But he did want you to know that they're trying the best that they can. Just to know that if they're in Wayne County, Lackawanna does not see them. They could be the closest unit to an accident, but they're not dispatching them. They're calling units from Scranton. So hopefully they get that rectified.
Yeah,
he did want me to. He did want me to let you know because I know people have said things, you hearsay and different things. So he wanted to update me the other day on what's going on, so I can bring it back here.
Yeah,
and
appreciate that.
Okay.
All right.
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Donnie Miller.
No, I think all the lights are fixed.
Okay.
That one out there was a broken wire by once.
Oh, is that what it was?
And that pole does not have a number on it that they will recognize.
Oh.
Are they gonna fix that?
It's a,
Thank you, Don. Did they, what was I gonna say? In regards to that. Oh, is the police giving you a report if they run into a light out and all that too then? Because they said they would, so thank you, that's good.
Harry has called me. Yeah.
Okay, good, excellent. All right, that it? Okay, thanks. Mr. Thorpe, purchasing? Nothing at all. Jane Barco.
First of all, I'm gonna pass this around for everybody to get a copy. There's going to be a meeting on the 18th. I have an appointment, and it's at 1 o'clock. And the meeting is to finish the paperwork for this year for the grant. I'm going to pass these around, and we'll get to this in a second after everybody has one to look at.
Okay.
As I said before, if you want to write that down, it is $132,825.24 that we have. And
Jane, I had this one. Is that the one we got?
132.
Oh, it's, okay, thank you. Just that
this
good
is
stuff.
mine.
$32,825.
Yeah, that's yours.
It's $132,825.24. So we have received so far $66,412.62. Now, I want you to look at the paper that I just passed around. I want you to look on the side of the paper that says 1B. The side of the paper that says 1B is for 3 AEDs, automatic external defibrillators, and it also, the carrying cases for the 3 parts, and as you'll see the third line down there, the basic alarmed AED cabinet that will be put on the wall here wherever you decide you want to put on there. And we also made sure that we had included the electrodes that are needed for infants and children. So therefore, this will cover everything possible that we could do, plus we'll have a set of extra pads
They don't recommend you buying any more extra pads than one set because they deteriorate. So, I'd like, if there's some discussion on this, I'd like somebody to make a motion that we, buy this under, the American Rescue.
I have one question.
Sure.
Are these the same units that the fire department has?
No, but they're the same units that all the ambulances have.
Okay.
And, you know, I discussed it with them, I went over and looked at theirs. Theirs would probably only be used at the fire hall, and if they called an ambulance, it would be a different one.
Okay.
But these are the ones that are used by Cottage, Ford City, Homesdale, well, Homesdale's no longer, Holly, and they're in an uproar down there in Holly about it. So the whole total of everything with the cabinets and carrying cases is $7,120.
I would like to make a motion to purchase the
I just wanted to ask, I don't know, you'll get the quick minute. So 2 of them don't need charges and 1 stays here? That's the reason for 3? Okay.
Yes.
All right, you good?
Yeah, that's something necessary.
Anybody else?
I would like to make a motion to purchase the AEDs for the 2 police cars and the wall unit for the borough building, at the cost of $7,120 to be taken from the American Rescue Fund.
I'll second. I'll
Okay,
second.
so that lowers it down to $125,705.24. Okay, now look on the back of your paper. On the back of the paper, what happened to the back of my paper? Here it is.
You got it?
Yeah. This is the municipal emergency services. I met with the firemen. This is what they submitted. I was hoping that David would get here tonight, but I guess they're out on a call. What they need is a pump type thing to put fog into a house that would be burning, or a house that has burnt, so that they could kill the germs and also they could disinfect. So these are listed here. Then they also brought up about the turnout gear cleaner. Now everybody has a turnout, and you know they're about $3,000, of which the fire company, every man or woman who goes out has a turnout gear. And just a 5-gallon pail is only $151. Then the next line is the Gear Firehouse Express Dryer, 9,000 whatever, and 2 Gear Firehouse Dryer Express. Now,
Excuse me, Jane, I have Dave Starsky on the
Okay.
phone. He'd like to go on speakerphone.
sure, go ahead, right ahead. Does he have the paper in front of him?
Dave, you're on speaker?
Sorry, I couldn't make it tonight. I was a little busy, got tied up at work.
Where are you?
Just to kind of explain what those items on that list are. So the extractor and the fogger machine are 2 things. So the extractor is part of the washing machine for washing gear. On that list, there's 2 gear dryers. There's a 2-set and a 6-set. A 2-set we would only be able to wash or dry 1 set of gear. A 6-set we would only be able to wash or dry 3 sets of gear. The smoke or the fogger machine, that is for using a disinfectant for COVID. But after I got that price for that, I spoke to a few fire departments that have actually purchased that item, and it ran into being something that was more expensive for them to use and operate than it was worth spending the money on. So I just kind of wanted to elaborate that a little bit so everybody has an understanding of what exactly those items are.
Okay, Dave, so the extractor is actually the washer,
Yes, the extractor is a part of the washing machine.
and that ADS Seiko 1-pump custom groove auto soap dispenser 1-pump, what is that thing?
That's part of the washing machine
That's
also.
part of the washer. Okay, and the turnout gear cleaner, that's part of the washer stuff?
Yep.
Okay. and then just the dryer. So
Does he need,
so it's the washer and the dryer that you're looking for, preferably the 6 gear instead of the 2, but either one, correct?
Yeah, I prefer the 6 because when we go to an incident and we have several guys at the washer gear, and drying one set of gear at a time is pretty time consuming and labor consuming, and somebody has to be there swapping everything around.
Okay.
Getting a 6 gear dryer doesn't mean you're drying 6 sets of gear, because in order to actually get the cancerous pathogens out of gear, you have to split it apart. There's two parts. There's an outer shell and an inner shell gear. So when you split it apart, it ends up being like 2 sets of gear.
Okay.
so if we go for the 6, we can deduct then the 2 gear, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And let me tell you in a second here how much we're talking about.
How big are the units, Dave?
So the washer is 36 by 30 inches, I believe it was, and I don't know how tall it was. And then the gear dryer was 3 feet and by 48 or 6 feet.
And is there anything special you have to do with the firehouse? Is that something that you guys have room for?
So we are actually planning on doing a remodel of the firehouse, and we're waiting on the answer of whether or not we are getting something like this to do the remodel, because we have to do some updates to our bathrooms. And in the meantime, if we do move forward with getting this stuff, we're gonna add another additional mechanical room to support this stuff and keep it from the rest of the firehouse.
And what do you guys use currently?
What's that?
What do you use currently to wash and dry?
A bucket of water and a scrub brush.
Old school.
Yeah. And I require all of my guys to wash their gear after every fire.
Wow.
Seventeen, 507.
Anybody have any other questions for Dave?
So we deduct the 151 also, correctly?
No, just the 4,900.
Okay, all right.
That comes up to 17,507.
17,507.
You know what, there might be an issue with that though, because they need 3 quotes for the bidding thresholds, it's over 11,900.
Dave, did you hear that?
I did not.
So Shelley brought up that there's more than likely there's a bidding threshold. What's the bidding threshold?
Between
For a total package.
11,800 and 21,900, you need 3 written or telephone quotes.
So,
Can you get 2 more quotes? We need 3 quotes because, okay.
Unless
Just
they're
on the-
exclusive.
I'm going to the meeting on the 18th. I could ask them that question under the American Rescue if we have to use a bid process. Because
If
I've
you
gone
can
to
get
4
us 2
meetings.
other quotes, and Jane will ask, when she goes to the American Rescue, meeting, if we have to abide by the bidding.
Because I've gone to 4 meetings and they never mentioned that, but I know Shelley's right.
I know in our typically money, we did not have to abide by the bidding.
I thought that was always a liquid fuel show.
No.
I don't know if it's any different for you guys.
She's gonna ask, at the American Rescue.
I have an appointment
No, she has an appointment.
with the guy who makes the final decision,
Okay.
Corey.
But just to cover all our bases, if we could just get 2 other quotes.
Yep, I can definitely have one more quote by the end of tonight, and I can work on it a third one tomorrow.
Okay, that would be wonderful.
Okay?
Okay,
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave.
Sounds good, thank you.
all right, thank you.
Yep, have a good night.
You too.
So we take the $23,602 and we subtract $49.70. And what did you get?
Well, I didn't do the shipping.
17,507.
Well, you gotta add shipping and stuff, and that's gonna all change.
Yeah, well, I
The
don't-
subtotal's gonna come to 17,507, whatever shipping and stuff's gonna come to, I don't know. So you're gonna deduct $5,000 from that bill. But if
Okay, so we'll wait
I
and see.
deduct $5,000, it's $20,632.
Without shipping, it's 17,507. When you add the 4 together.
Okay, so we'll just wait until next meeting.
Yeah.
Table this.
Yeah, we'll table
Wait
it.
till next
Well, yeah, or give me permission to do it after I meet with Corey to find out.
Well, what do you mean with Corey?
Well,
Before the next meeting?
he's our sounding board. And everything that the county purchases, both county-wise and every township and borough, he has to make the agreement that this is acceptable.
Okay, okay.
So we,
So I think we're gonna need to-
I just assume wait for that. What's the next meeting? When is the next meeting?
What do you-
June or what?
May,
May.
yeah,
Mary meeting, May, I'm skipping a month here.
yeah, don't skip May. Skip, make it
It's
warm.
May the
May
11th of May.
May 10th.
Okay,
May
May
10th,
10th.
okay.
Yeah, well, you can leave it that, but in the meantime, I'll order the AEDs.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, now, so leftover is $102,000 if we, without the shipping. The 23,000, let's say, and I didn't deduct the 4,000 from that. So we have left over $102,103.24. And I recommend $1,000 of that for the pickup day. And
10,000.
10,000.
10,000?
Yeah, 1,000's not gonna cut it.
Okay, I thought 10,000 I meant, okay, 10,000. So that brings us down to like 2,000. And I recommend that then the 92,000 is left over, we decide what we wanna spend in the park.
What about the Shepstone?
And you got at least 10,000 for Thomas Shepstone.
Do you think it's gonna be that much?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That was the
Between
price you quoted
Yeah,
earlier.
between 10 and
10 or 11.
At least 10,000.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that brings it down then to about 80,000.
Yeah.
That'll be left, and then we'll decide what we do with the park.
And when's that next ball field, the next allotment of American Rescue money, when is that coming in? Is
July.
that July? I thought you mentioned July
July.
at that get together, okay.
What was the next thing I had on here?
You had,
All right, the Wayside Park, Michelle and I are working on that, American Rescue, the Act 537 update from, at the sewer authority. The information was provided to the sewer authority for them, for the update. I talked to Jeremy Clark twice on the phone, and, because Act 37, Act 537 we had 10 years ago, there was nothing to change in the information that I needed to give him, and it was all kept here at the authority, so all the information that Jeremy needed, it was there. I'm also applying for 4 grants for the Wayside Park, for the Bob Wilson Field. They are local grants, they are foundation grants, and there will be about $10,000 to maybe $15,000 each. But I have to sit down with Joe Gillot, and we have to break it down into components, like maybe the bleachers will be separate, maybe the backstop will be to try to supplement this extra money that we need for that project. And I also am submitting a grant for the Historical Society to the Pocono Mountain Vacation Bureau, and that would be to add steps to our car 43 over here, so that when guests come here to town and visitors, that they can walk up and sit on the car. Oops, I get so tired, I'm sorry. Car. So I got 5 grants I'm working on right now.
thanks, Jane.
Well, thank you, Nick.
Yeah, thank you, Jane. Okay,
Oh, this is
you have something else?
This is the report, if you want to read it. He couldn't remember what our email was. This is the report for the county post.
Oh, okay. Yeah, everybody has a copy of this,
Nobody has a
No,
copy
none
of
of
it.
that.
huh?
No, this just called me on the phone this afternoon and sent it to me.
Well, sure you don't have it, I have it. Why would I have it? Probably that.
Because I made 2 copies and I left one there for Jerry.
Jerry's copy.
Well, it's in my file, okay? No problem.
Okay, I don't care whether you do or not.
I don't even know why it needs to be read, I mean,
Well, it's what disturbed me is how many calls they couldn't hit this month, last month.
March was 63 dispatches, 43 responses, and 20 unavailables.
what's an unavailable then? What is, when they go and there's,
No,
Jerry
they
must
weren't
have
able
made
to get out
copies
to
for you
the car.
guys.
I don't have them. But they were not able to get out to the
Another
call.
ambulance.
okay.
They were available. They were either out of the vicinity.
And as Michelle stated before, they're desperate to hire more EMTs and paramedics. So if you know anybody that would be interested,
They're all hired.
Yeah, everybody's hired, nobody wants to work. All right, Jan, you're finished? Unfinished business, any unfinished business?
I got
Yes.
one fast thing.
Go ahead.
Nothing.
Your winter signs for no parking, you don't have the dates on it. You have November to April. So people feel that you can't park at all from November to April on South Street. So we have to get the times on them.
Right in front of my office, so a lot of people are afraid to park out on the street. There's no sign that says it's only at night.
oh, no hours are on it?
The hours are, no.
No, the tenant's afraid to
Should be
park
from
out there
10
too.
until 6 in the morning.
Well, we'll take them down and do them over. What else can we do?
Mhm.
By the way, there's a lot of signs in Waymart that need to be replaced.
Yeah, there are a lot of
Significant
signs.
amount.
Yeah.
Like the little bridge on East Street, all you can read is 5. You can't read the rest of the,
Yeah, it's all worn off,
that's,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy there's no sign in front of my house because PennDOT didn't plow it all this winter in front of my house. Even though they say they plowed, they did not plow in front of my house. I even took pictures.
Yeah, oh, okay, and there was nobody parked there?
Nope,
And they didn't-
nobody
oh,
parked.
okay.
And that was part of the agreement. When they took away our parking on the other side of the street.
Well, when they painted the lines, they made the parking area a lot smaller too. My little red car barely fits
Okay.
beside the sidewalk and the white
They've
one.
been reneging on their promise to us, when they eliminated all that parking.
Okay.
I reviewed both the bids, they're both well-written, they're both thorough, the pages that were missing were just instructions. So Waco has the low bid, and it's, everything is in order with it, if you want to know that.
A letter should be
Feedback,
sent to Pioneer
Yeah.
also telling them that, to both of them, telling them that they had accepted the bid. A letter has to be sent
Okay,
to both entities.
Well, I would just accept the Waco bid.
okay. When the Waco bid was accepted, we'll call up Gary Putnight and let him know, and then we need to call,
We need to have a letter on file
okay,
for
yeah,
both
that we
of them,
notified them.
And then
saying
you
what the
return
two,
the
saying what
bond
the
back
two
to
bids
Pioneer.
were, and that we accepted the Waco bid.
Okay.
Do you want me to call Betsy now?
Yeah, if you want to, I
I'm gonna
mean,
go to the bathroom, I can take it in. I'm sure they're not gonna understand what it's all about anyway.
Hi Betsy, it's Michelle from Waymart BC. How are you? Good. I'm gonna put you on speaker so you can explain to council about what this tracker is. Okay, hang on one second. Betsy, you're on speaker.
Hi guys, how are you?
good.
Good. Sorry I couldn't be there in person tonight, but I am on Lake House for a conference that was scheduled the same night as tonight. So, but do you guys have any questions, or do you want me to just kind of go through a run through of what the APL does?
If you could go through a run through to explain what it is and what it does and what the importance of it is.
Okay, so the APL system that we're looking to put in the police vehicles for the county agency, or for the borough agencies, along with the county sheriffs and the detectives, is the same as what your ambulances run in your ALS, so cottage, more specifically, you're aware of for Waymart Borough. It gives us the location in real time of where they are, and for police, it serves several purposes. Mutual aid agreement that the DA has if your police officers in Waymart need help, and then on the other way too, if they need to go assist a Honesdale officer or the state police, it gives access points, so we don't have to worry about an officer safety issue on that regard.
And what is the yearly fee for that, Betsy?
Hang on one second, let me grab it. Because I don't want to misspeak and,
Was $360.
so $312, I believe, per unit.
It was 3,000.
That was up.
Per unit, and we are looking for 2 units, correct?
Correct, I do have Waymart down for 2 units.
So it'll be $624 a year.
Correct.
Okay.
So what was that? It was 312. So the grant covers year 1 and the setup, and then year 2 and 3. And what's after year 2 and 3? Is that done then, or is it
So we
continual?
would just sign a new contract. What the 312 locks us in is for those 3 years, and the grant itself pays for the unit, and the units are $385 a piece, plus that first year, and then the boroughs, all boroughs will be responsible for it.
So it's a 3-year contract.
And then do we get new units installed, or we just keep those units and then we sign another 3-year contract with?
With the county, it's going to be through the county, because the units themselves are owned by the county. You guys would just be signing a contract if you choose not to renew them after the 3 years, then obviously we would have to figure that out as we go, after the 3-year term.
Okay, and then so now you would need the $624 from the
So
borough.
the county would bill that to the borough.
Mhm.
Once the contract is signed and we work with the mail vendor, we have not purchased the units yet because we were still waiting for Waymart Borough to make a decision. Obviously, we're not going to buy the 2 and 3 units if it's not.
We're the
something you
only
guys are
police
interested
department
in.
in the county that didn't accept it.
Okay.
Well, we didn't have an explanation, is if Betsy was here last meeting, I'm sure we would all probably go for it, but I think that's the reason we put it off, because it was,
I couldn't answer any questions
Right.
last month because I really didn't know what it was and what it was about.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I definitely would have called her, I would have
Should've
seen
put
her,
your
but I
1 month
realized that nobody
notice
from
on
the
it.
police department was there to explain.
that's what we did.
Yeah, well, Harry was supposed to be here and he got stuck down at work.
The only one who
Yeah.
And
Well,
again, tonight, the same
we were
thing.
told it had to be
People called
voted.
up and he ended up being there.
We were told it was a yes or no last meeting, it was either do it or don't do it.
So, in Harry's defense, we were trying to push it through, but we obviously, with you guys not having answers for your questions, we're not just gonna move forward without giving you the opportunity to explain it and to go over it with you so that you can make an educated decision.
Okay.
So we have not purchased them yet. We were waiting for after tonight for you guys to make your decision to then purchase them and sign the contract with the vendor and then work out the details with the boroughs.
Okay.
Betsy, this is Chip. Thank you for holding off for us.
Oh, you're welcome, Chip.
You don't have to make it sound like
Does
we didn't want to
anybody,
do it. We're
does
looking for
anybody
more
else have any
information.
questions for
But they
Betsy?
voted no.
I wouldn't have voted no then. Why'd you vote no? Why'd you
Because I voted no because I didn't have enough information, and you don't jump on her over your police department, and you don't want to get involved with it. We're doing what we said we were gonna do. We came back to it, she has the lady on telling us what it needs.
I'm the one that brought the lady back, Donnie. You guys voted no.
Okay,
I
we
got
voted
the
no, fine,
extension.
okay. Then I'll vote no again.
Okay, thank you, Betsy.
Thanks, Betsy.
All right, all
Thanks,
right,
sweetie.
Thank you,
bye-bye.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oops, sorry, Betsy, didn't mean to do that. Is this something we could also use the American Rescue money for?
I'd have to ask, I don't know. I could ask at the 18th meeting.
Oh, they're gonna wait another month for us. I know
And
that.
you're only talking about $300, right?
We're talking about actually
$624.
624.
Well,
But it's by the time we get the invoice, I think it'll be a few months.
I
It sounds like it.
don't know how much more we can fit in the American Rescue, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, you
What's
know,
the police budget have in it?
I myself think it's a good idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Every other police department has done it. I think it's a safety issue for our cops because, let's face it, times aren't like they were 20 years ago.
Well, they should be in Waymart where they belong instead of Lehigh like the ADD.
Well, we'll be able,
Yeah, right, yeah, keep
So-
looking.
but you know, I really think it's
What's that?
something safety-wise. that
Michelle,
we can
take it
do.
out of the police budget, then we'll do it.
Yeah, so as long as it comes out of the police budget, then,
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll make a motion.
Yep. We'll take it out of the police department. I'll make a motion to take the money for, I forget what you call it.
AVLs?
ADL, and, for $624. from the police department. Second?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
You know, I don't know if you guys are being spiteful or what. You realize you're taking $624, that's hours you're taking away from your
You've been
coverage.
spiteful, sir, for quite a while with your police
I think
department
we
and
need
your
to set our
antics.
personal opinions aside. This is our
It's not
police
my
department.
personal opinion,
For
it's a lot of
everybody.
people in town that feel the same way. Yeah.
So
now
any
you-
How come they
other
don't come
new
to
business?
meetings?
That was unfinished business, right? So we got new business now? Anybody?
They
Going
never
once,
come to
going twice?
Then they
Make a
shouldn't
motion to
You
complain.
can't
adjourn?
judge on that.
Make a motion to adjourn?
That's why you.
Oh,
Can I say something?
sure.
I got a young boy into the fire department, so I went to a meeting last night. And does like the park share like tents and stuff with the fire company?
We don't have time.
Oh no, I'm trying to get one.
Oh,
How big?
I think the scouts
10 by
have,
20.
I think the scouts have one.
did you donate to the park? Park and Recreation?
Well, or to the fire department.
Oh, I see.
And
Yeah.
then,
Whoever needs it.
and
That'd be great.
they have the borough
I
use
think-
it at parks.
The Boy Scouts definitely have them, because
He's looking to get one donated.
that was born.
I have a friend that has a tent business. Let me talk to
And
her.
they see, right now probably isn't the time. I talked to one person who said the price of poles are sky high and the canvas right now, you should just buy something cheap, temporary until the country comes back, if it ever does.
Mhm.
But I'm just trying to,
Why don't you
Help
put it
out.
on the Waymart page, the selling page and stuff, and see if anybody has it, you know?
you'd be foolish not to buy a good one,
Mhm.
in case the wind comes by and you
I
want
believe the fire company does have a tent. The last time we set something up, that was their tent that they used. They have a tent.
to, they were asking for one last night and I told
I
them I'd
think
look
that they
into it.
rented that tent from.
Oh, you know what, I think
Zinto.
you're right, no. He got it from the tent that they used the last time was from Dave Fagor. And he does a lot of the fairs. And they use one of his red and white tents. Okay. But yeah,
I'm sending an email to all of you, and it came from the county, from Andrew Cedar, who's the chief clerk. All the people that would jump on your heads between now and next month about the assessment in Wayne County. This is a half-hour rendition of exactly the assessment. So watch it, and send it off to anybody you have a question, to get them off your back, you say, I'm gonna send you the half hour. And so each one of you tonight, when you go home and you look at your email, you'll find it there. And,
Thanks, Jane.
well, he said to send it on, and all of you send it on to your friends and so forth.
Send me one, somebody.
Okay,
Likewise.
okay, I'll send it.
Motion to adjourn? We never finished it.
Second.
Yep,
Hallelujah.
we're good, yeah. Lay down.